Risings. Grand Rising to you all this morning. Grand Rising. All honor to you all this morning. Grand Rising on the morning mental. Gonna be a quick one this morning. This message is real. Akanabella, earthquake. Where are you? Where are you located that you all had an earthquake? Grand Rising, Joanna Fisher. Grand Rising. Where was this earthquake? Digital Eye Photography. Grand Rising to you. Grand Rising to all of you. Masalos 420. Grand Rising and welcome. Sister Cirrus. Grand Rising to you. We had an earthquake in Los Angeles. Well, how strong was it, Miss Akanabella? Tell me how strong it was. Grand Rising. I'm watching all of the beautiful people come on in. Lazarus Digital. Grand Rising to you. That's right. Adara Repent. Wake up, wake up. That's right. I'm reading y'all this morning. Grand Rising. I'm loyal at heart. Grand Rising. 4.5. My father's diamond. Grand Rising. So y'all had a quake out in LA this morning. Grand Rising to all of you all. Come on in for the morning mental. I don't look sleepy. I look like I just woke up. That's why it's called the morning mental. Just woke up. I told you. In case y'all don't know, the morning mental is off the top of my dome. It comes right from my spirit. It's not something that I sit down and I write. I don't sit down and try to come up with something. I just wake up and these are the thoughts that come from my mind. I bid you a grand rising this morning. Allow me, if you don't mind, to slide in right next to you mentally and wrap your mind up real quick in some thoughts. Help you make it through the day. Some of us we just one thought away. We just one last insult away. We one last move from going over the deep end. Grand rising to all of you. Violin Richmond, who is the Sivia 217, and Miss Stangier, and Galaxy's Finest, and POI 876. Grand rising to all of the children of the Most High. Grand rising in the summer of 2020. Who is summer? Grand rising to you, Nikisha Lewis. I see you, and I'm loyal at heart. I'm saying grand rising to y'all as you come on in the door. Take your seat. Slide on up in here. We got a real quick one for you this morning. He's spoken to my spirit, and this is what he says to say to you this morning. Really, a question. It's not really a statement, it's a question. Grand rising to all of you. We're going to wait a few minutes for some more folks to get in. I hope that you rested well, wherever you are in the world. Grand risings, I am Marianne. I invite you to pay close attention. I'm going to drop these jewels on you, and then I'm going to charge on into my day. I want to make sure that we're getting rid of a lot of the people that are fake, that's just following much folk. You all don't understand the art of psychological operations. You do things to get a rise out of people, and you can identify your enemy right away. I'm loving all of the gun enthusiasts that are running around talking about, he's stupid, he don't know what he's doing, the weapon can't misfire, he banged it on the table. Ooh. Stupid people. You really believe that that was meant not to expose the rest of y'all that's just hanging out up under us? Really? Chess game, y'all. It's all chess moves. And you've never seen anyone move like I move. So stop trying to equate me to your level of intelligence. You offend me when you do that. If If you know, you know. If you don't know, now you know, because you keep letting me set you up time and time again. Let me say something to everybody out there. If you came out of the quarantine and you're no different than you was when you went into the quarantine, if you came out of the quarantine and you didn't up your game or redesign your strategy or how you was going to flip the world and take them for a loop, if you came out after sitting on your behind for 2-3 months and had a chance to study, learn a new lesson, develop your business plan, stack your loot, or even examine your relationship and didn't come out a star, that's not my fault. But some of us did. And ever since I came out of quarantine, I have done nothing but take this world and flip it upside down and put it on a loop-de-loop and put it on an accelerated path so we can get where we're going. And a lot of y'all still haven't figured out what has happened yet. So for all you gun experts that's still publicizing my name by running around talking about, oh, he banged the weapon on the table and boom. Like I said, you let your haters become your elevators. Let your haters become your elevators. If they got your name in their mouth and you don't even know who they are, trust and believe. That means that you have grown beyond yourself and you have taken up space in their mind, and they can't eat, they can't sleep. You all they talking about, whether they talking about you good or bad. See, I've been down this road before. And the last time we took this trip, I sat back and I watched y'all lie, misrepresent, blackball, blacklist, and everything else that's black. But this time, not only am I using you to my advantage, I'm using you to empower the people to finally do what they need to do. You see, we're not stupid. We're just compassionate. We're not ignorant. We just have a heart. We're not angry. We're just fed up. You see, you act like you come from a different place when the truth of the matter is we come from a different place. We were here first and we'll be here last. And that's okay. And on my morning mental, grand rising to all of you all who've joined me while I'm still out here with the world in a headlock doing nothing but backflips off the turnbuckle like we on the WWE. I would like to welcome all of the children of the Most High. This is your time. It's not theirs. And for all of you all who think that the NFAC, I salute all the members globally, think that we're just going to go away because you're making videos and hating on us. I keep saying it. Action speaks louder than words. Organize your units. Organize your militias. Organize your people. Get your game plan together. Write your master plan. Write down your project plan. Delegate who's going to do what with reportables and deliverables. Present that to the world. Show us how it benefits all of us as a people, how it moves us down the road. Then speak to power. Don't speak to me, and I will be impressed. Until you do all of those things, please step back off the football field. Your pom-poms are getting in the way with all your cheerleading, and your horn is getting in the way while we're trying to plot our next move. Thank you very much. I feel like this morning I got to address something that's going to be really, really, really hard for some of y'all to hear. I feel this morning I need to talk a little bit to us that this affects, because I know a lot of y'all not gonna like it, but it's true. We got to deal with it right now. So on the morning mental, I have to deal with this accusation. I have to deal with this interpretation, and it goes like this. But I'm not a racist. Oh, that's the topic this morning. But I'm not a racist. You see, the world has told you that I'm a racist. They said that he's a racist. Let's start at the beginning. The reason that most people are so quick to label someone else a racist is because they don't know the meaning of the term racist or racism. Most of them don't even understand that racism has only been around since the 1700s. Most people don't understand that 3 centuries ago, there was no racism. Most people don't understand that when you call someone a racist, what you're really doing is saying that they have power. To call a black person a racist, especially in the last 400 years, speaks to your true ignorance and the stupidity and the lack of your ability to go get educated. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. A racist, or to be racist, is to have the ability to control the final outcome and the destiny of an entire group of people based on their appearance. So let's say, for instance, I walk into my kitchen and I'll see a colony of ants working away on a piece of bread. They working, everybody doing something. Some breaking the bread down, some carrying the bread away, some is guarding the bread, other ones is reporting back to the queen of the bread. You got a few over here that's raising the little baby ants because they're going to eat the bread, and all of that's going on. And I walk in and see that. And I decide, no, y'all not doing that here in my kitchen. So I decide to go get some Raid or whatever I'm going to get to kill the ants. Real kill for my old school people. Hot shot. You remember hot shot? And I'm going to eliminate all of them. I'm just going to spray. They never even know what hit them. They out there living their life and I wipe them out. I just eliminated that entire group. I determined their final outcome. They had no say so. Even if I kept a few for a pet and stuck them in an ant farm or something like that, the rest of them I decided to wipe out. Or I didn't wipe them out. I just took the bread from them so that they would starve to death. Or let's say I took a lighter and just burnt some of them up. What I'm doing is I'm enacting my power over the whole race of the ants. I am practicing racism. I have control of them. If they eat or sleep, if they walk or run, if they thirst or die of thirst, I am in control of them. I am truly a racist. And then the ants that do get to live in the ant farm, I still decide to abuse them some more. I might take one out every now and then and accuse it of something when it didn't do nothing and then kill it. Or I might take a few out and accuse them of doing something that, it's what ants do. But I throw them in an ant prison. Right. I'm being a racist. I even make laws for the ants and tell them you can't walk this way on Thursday and you can only go that way on Saturday. And if you put one antenna up too far, I'm threatened. That's racism. It's a system of control. When have black people been in a racially empowered position over anybody, really, for the last 400 years? So when you say that someone's a racist, you're basically saying that they are the people that have had power over you. So when you call me a racist, other people, you're saying I have power over who? Whose destiny do I have the power to control? We didn't have power when they was kidnapping people out of Africa. We didn't have power when they dropped us off in the Caribbean to break us. We didn't have power when they shipped us up to the United States because we had been broken and we were good slaves. We didn't have power then. We didn't have power. Even when they freed us, we had a little bit of freedom, but we didn't have power over our own destiny. We still was living in somebody else's house. We still had to abide by their rules. They promised to give us a little bit of space to do our own thing, and when we tried to do our own thing, they took that from us too. Then they took away, see the power? We don't have no power. And then when we realized we didn't have no power and we tried to ask for the power, what did they do? They formed an organization to terrorize us and to kill us and to scare us from asking. So then when that didn't work, they just put together a whole system where we could just coexist, but at a lower level. We didn't have no power then. I'm on my morning mental. And then when we tried to fight back, we were told that we were wrong and that we were terrorists and that we was, we was stupid but we're racist. No. What we are is what we've always been. It's the one thing they hate to hear you say, because to say it means that they become something else. You see, when the police show up at a crime scene, the first person they look at is the victim. They look at the victim. From the victim, they can tell what crime was committed. And then they go after the criminal. You see, we've been the victim. We're not playing the victim. We are the victim. We didn't act like we was enslaved. We didn't act like we've been raped, robbed, and murdered. We didn't act like we was kidnapped. These are crimes. We didn't act like we were beaten. We didn't act like that we were lynched. We didn't act like any of those things. So don't say we're acting like we're the victims. We are the victims. We didn't act like we lost our land. We didn't act like we lost our wealth. We didn't act like our culture was erased from us. We didn't act like any of those things. They happened. We're the victim. And I know there's some white person sitting on this live stream that's watching it that probably disagrees with everything that I'm saying. Because in order for us to be the victim, somebody has to be the perpetrator. And even though you all would look at me and say, well, you wasn't the victim. Didn't nobody enslave you? You were never a slave. I can always come back and say, and you were never a slave owner.